Assalamu alaikum. मेरा नाम है Taha Shah Badussha and you are watching us on ETimes.
कुछ तो है तेरी आंखों में. I want you for the lead role of my show, Tajdar Baloch. Bhansali sir has given me this opportunity, this responsibility in life. People from Canada, and these are white folks, all right? There was this lady, I was at the Majestic Hotel with the India Pavilion, they were throwing a party, and she was married to this person, and his father started James Bond. Okay, and so they were there, and they were talking to me about some project, and then she's like, "Wait a minute, are you Tajdar?" Because right now I might be successful. 10 years from now, I might have a big failure, and then that'll be my down. And it has to happen. Any upward will come down, and then again you go up. It's just part of life. Was I nervous? Oh, when I faced such legendary actors? No, I was not nervous. I was finally pleased that I would be able to, kind of play with them with the amount of knowledge that all my gurus have given me. Money, nothing, money, nothing, money, nothing. What should I do? Man, I swear to God, I just went according to my intuition, and one day I just cancelled all 3 projects. So yes, I've been blessed to work with such legendary actors. Hopefully this doesn't stop. 3 days later, literally, I cancelled it 3 days later. Bhansali sir का कॉल आता है कि और मैं ताजदार सेट पे आ जाएगा.
Welcome to the Times of India. I'm your host Vinay, and this is the Star Talk presented by ETimes. We've got you the leading ladies from Netflix's Heeramandi. Today we have the man who has swept the internet, Taha Shah.
Thank you, Vinay. Thank
ताहा
you for
कहे
having me.
या ताजदार कहे, पहले ये बताएं.
आप मुझे ताज कह दें बस.
ठीक है, ताज साहब पहले ये बताइए, ये जो आपने जलवा बिखेरा है, it's not just the internet, it's in person. We've seen numerous pap videos on Instagram, you're all over the internet. Why?
Why is because of the audience. Why is because of Netflix and Mr. Bhansali. And I have such a small part to play in this, to be very honest. I mean, I'm the same person who I was like a couple of years ago, 14 years ago. Of course, I've learned and with experiences over time. But I'm still the same hustler, the same, outsider who had a dream, and who came here just to make people happy, through his art, through his craft. But all of this love that is coming in is only because, first of all, Sanjay sir has made such an incredible series that people want to watch, are getting emotionally invested and connected to. Netflix getting it out into 190 countries where people have the option of watching it whenever they want, at any time. So, and then the audience who resonates with love, which resonates with, with people who can make them emote. So I believe that I have such a small part to play in all of this, man. This is, when audiences like somebody was asking me like, your Instagram's blown up, right? But again, all I can see is numbers. I had 300-400 likes. Now I'm getting likes in a few lakhs, which is unbelievable. But again, it's like, it's not tangible, right? So when you actually see audiences or flight attendants and a lot of things like kids, French people, Spanish people, people from Norway, people from Canada, and these are white folks, all right? There was this lady, I was at the Majestic Hotel with the India Pavilion, they were throwing a party, and she was married to this person, and his father started James Bond. Okay, and so they were there, and they were talking to me about some project, and then she's like, "Wait a minute, are you Tajdar?" And then and she was white, and she's seen it. How amazing that is, that you have transcended borders, with your performance with this series. So how does it feel? I don't know, man, but it feels, it's not real, to be honest. And somebody needs to really like pinch me, and maybe I might just wake up and this all thing is just a dream. You're like Inception mode. But I really value it. I really, really value every single person that approaches me, that messages me on Instagram, that gives me a call. बहुत सारे लोग ऐसे होते हैं यार कि आपको कॉल नहीं करते, उनको पसंद भी आता है ना, पर नहीं, मैं नहीं कॉल करूँगा. you know, because it's almost like, I don't know what it is, people are like that, you know, and each message that comes in just means the world to me. Now it seems like I've got a responsibility. You know, before मैं अपने आप के लिए काम करता था, अपनी मम्मी के लिए काम करता था, अपनी family के लिए काम करता था. Now I'm not only working for all of us, but I'm also working for my so-called family, you know. And I swear to God, man, I really take them as my family, because without them, I am nothing. You know, this Bhansali sir has given me this opportunity, this responsibility in life to make the right decisions, to put out the right messages to the audience, and I will never ever forget, you know, the kind of love and respect that he has bestowed upon me.
Well, now we know that Taha is as grounded as we saw Tajdar and Heeramandi. ये जो 14 साल गुजरे हैं, you know, now they are hitting the headlines. The hustler, as you said before the interview, that you still are. Uh, People assume that, you know, you weren't around, but we know that you did a list of projects. You kept running behind a lot of directors, a lot of producers, and I personally believe that you're still so grounded, so I see some empathy and compassion even after such a long struggle and getting a break in Bhansali. How have these 14 years been precisely? I'm sure there have been a lot of breakdowns, but I want you to tell me at least, you know, the 3 moments which let you go, you know, keep your spirits high.
Over a time, you know, when you first come in and it's all you're fresh off the boat and you have such big dreams and you put all your energy behind it, you're really excited and you know your spirits are high, like you just said. But then as you keep getting rejections, when I first started off, somebody's like, because I used to roam around in the auto and a lot of dust, I used to get pimples all over my face, and they're like, "Tu banega actor, tu kaise?" So there are a lot of people who also said that to me. They didn't even accept to take me into the room, many a times.
Oh.
Right? They're like, "Tu banega, tu kaise banega actor? Chal chal." You know. So I've had that also. I've had people who have given me false promises and have had taken money from me and then disappeared. The whole company has uprooted it like it was never there. Right? This happened to me 3 or 4 times in my life. So never give money, okay, to people who promise you things. Never. All right. Then there are people who have always said that if you need to do this, then you need to do that for me. You know. So you know when you get hit by so many things, your morale keeps going low, right? But the one thing that actually keeps me motivated is my training, is my routine that I have formed. It's like, भाई जितने भी rejection हो जाए ना कोई बात नहीं, पर I need to focus on waking up early in the morning, all right, sleeping early, waking up early, and going for my training, whether it be in dance, whether it be in gymnastics, whether it be in kicking, whether it be my acting classes, whether it be my voice classes, whether it be my any sort of classes, singing classes, music classes. Classes से भर जाता था मेरा दिन. Then जो बाकी जो time होता था ना, then I would be like, okay, एक movie तो देखना ही है दिन में, right? Then of course your food time this time, एक meeting तो करना है दिन में. You know, at least call 3 people, whether they know me, don't know me, find out their numbers, make a call. So when you set your routine up, right, then I feel that just becomes a cycle, and then you're continuously just doing that. And in between, you're getting rejection, but then again, you're just sticking to the routine. So I believe that for me, everything became like this. Even now, just about a couple of days yesterday, they're like, you don't seem as happy as you're supposed to be. You know, I'm like, how happy are you supposed to be, and how are you supposed to behave, right? Because for me right now, success and failure has become like this, right? It doesn't matter, you know, because right now I might be successful, 10 years from now I might have a big failure, and then that'll be my down, you know, and it has to happen. Any upward will come down, and then again you go up. It's just part of life, right? But if you keep it a consistent, right, then nothing actually breaks you, because you know that what you're doing, what you're learning, you're consistently keeping yourself, first of all, grounded, sticking to reality, and knowing and not taking yourself to be what people might think you are, you know. Because for me, like you said, I'm a hustler. The only thing that keeps my thing going is my routine, my mother, who's always trusted me, no matter what. I have cried, like you said, I've cried, I've broken down, I've gone to parties, okay, big parties, But when I get out of the party, I am bawling. I'm crying because I feel that they literally ignored me. They've literally made me feel like I was nothing. But they've invited me to that party, and then they make me feel that.
That's worse.
You know, yeah. They at least don't invite me, theek hai. You invite me, and then you see through me in front of everybody. Everybody's seeing through you, like literally you're transparent or something, right? So then I'd come out, and then I'd be bawling. I'd call my mom, I'd call my brother, and my friend Tushar. He would always be there to support me because he's always been there. But you know, so thank God for these 2-3 people that I had in my life. You know, but yeah, those moments made me feel like I didn't exist, bro. Didn't exist. And I'm talking about this is after doing the Yash Raj film Love Ka The End, Y Films, and then doing Gippy with Dharma, doing a JP Datta film, doing which didn't release, and then doing Barkha with Rajshri production, then doing Ranchi, doing Bar Bar Dekho, doing. I have done it, but people remember Love Ka The End, and they remember Taj, and then this, you know. But in between, I've also gone to the US. I've done 2 films over there, you know. It's just like it's like whitewashed. I did Kabza, some South ka film, you know. But again, just like it's not existed, and I, you know. But I knew that also will happen because जब मैं आमिर खान का एक बायोग्राफी का कुछ पढ़ रहा था मैं, और उसमें लिखा था कि 1985 or 86 he was launched.
Yeah.
All right, Awwal number 1 or something like that, something like that, and Dev Anand had launched him. All right, in that film, but he didn't get the recognition that he got. It was 85. Then he got in 90, he got Qayamat, or 89 it was Qayamat se Qayamat tak, right? And so those 5-6 years in between, right? It was written one line. Then in 1989 or 1990 he got this film. अरे वो 5 साल क्या किया फिर?
Never spoken about.
They are never spoken about. So much struggle he must have gone through. So much heartbreak he must have gone through. This is just one of the examples. But I'm saying that, you know, that big part of your life is just kind of just written away in one line, you know, and then you come to your next success. But it's that one line, you know, where all the work has actually happened, you know, and we know it. The people who have gone through it, we know it. What that one line, that gap which is missing, what it really means. People in Canada right now are messaging my uncle and say, oh, overnight success. Yeah, very good. Very good. Yes, overnight.
Well, let's hope after this interview, a lot of our audiences know what you did in 14 years. It's not been easy. Let's come to the happiest part now. I was awestruck when I saw Taj walking. I think you've gotten one of the grandest entry in Heeramandi, or might as well say just for any Bhansali production. How, I'm sure because you ran after Bhansali sir 10 years ago, and eventually you're there, you've got your spot and one of the lead roles. What was your first reaction like?
But when I got it,
Got Tajdar.
I think I had a poker face. Because when he said it, he was sitting like where you're sitting, and he's like, and after getting the 3-day role, initially I signed a 3-day role, and then he increased my role after 2-3 weeks to Balraj, which was Tajdar's best friend, the revolutionary. All right? और मैं बहुत खुश था कि अच्छे लाइफ में कोई तो मुझे बढ़ा रहा है, हाँ, मुझे निकाल नहीं रहा है, तो मैं तो बहुत खुश हो गया. मैं बोला कि मैं 3 दिन के लिए भी खुश हूँ, बलराज के रोल के लिए भी मैं खुश हूँ. Then finally when he called me back, and they're like, no, sir, changed his mind. Said, yaar, bro, why? I think he's going to remove me, like, you know. And I started laughing because it happened so many times in my life that I've been just kind of left to the side, you know, kicked to the curb, that I was just used to it. So I started laughing, and I just said, you know, fine, I'll come and meet him. So I came to meet him, and I just said, sir, look, I'm just really sorry if I messed up, but please don't take this opportunity from me, right? It really means the world to me. It'll change my career, please. And he was so kind. He said, "Beta, bet." And I sat down here, and I was just depressed because I knew he was going to take me out. I was laughing with, you know, just to cover it up. And then I look up at him, and then he's like, "Kuch to hai teri aankhon mein. I want you for the lead role of my show, Tajdar Baloch." Dude, inside my head, my jaw dropped to the floor. But while it was like this, it was just, and he's like, "Tujhe nahi chahiye?" And I'm like, "Sir, I'm not understanding what's happening right now. I'm so sorry. Are you joking?" And he's like, "Chal, kal aaja look test ke liye." I literally just picked up my bag, which was always with me, and I walked out, and I closed the door, and I realized that this is not a dream. I realized that he actually just said that he wants me for the lead of this show, you know. Immediately I called my mom, and I'm like, and then of course I went for the look test. This happened, and 3 months I didn't get any call. Right, that was the worst time of my life, because it's like you're considered for it, and you haven't got any confirmation, or not a confirmation. Either you get it or don't get it. Na? Bol do yaar, आप मुझे ऐसे pressure में क्यों डाल रहे हो? So 3 months I was just literally on high blood pressure. That's what happening. I got 3 more projects, which gave me good money, right? And I had to. I was on the verge of pushing. Finally, I was on the edge. I had to sign him, or I would not get it, right? And I don't have that much money, right? So whatever money comes in is good. I can run my family. I can run my house. I can run my team. Whatever I need to do, right? Myself, I'm also not a cheap guy, man. I have to get clothes, get this. You know how this industry is.
True.
So I'm like, money, nothing. money, nothing. What should I do? Man, I swear to God, I just went according to my intuition, and one day I just canceled all 3 projects. International projects, I got 2, and I said cancel it. And that's it. I had nothing. I had no call from them. I had no projects in my hand. I was just literally just like in my house. I was doing my classes. I came back, and I was just like, 3 days later, literally, I canceled it 3 days later. Bhansali sir ka call aata hai कि you're my Tajdar, set पे आ जा कल. Imagine, I could have signed those projects and I would have not gotten this. But I didn't sign them, and I got this. And the weird thing is that this almost happened when I got, how I got Yashraj as well, because I had signed something called Cornetto Reels, which was like a 1-hour MTV ka kuch. But then Yashraj said that we can't launch you if you come into this. I said, okay, then I guess I'm sorry, because I've already signed that. And I had to learn bike riding. मैंने कभी bike सीखा नहीं था. तो bike चला रहा था, and then somebody's car came from middle, banged this, bike fell on my leg, I broke my leg. So I had to get out of Cornetto Reels. They took me out. Then I called Yashraj कि मेरा पैर टूट गया है, and they took me out. And then I signed Yashraj. So this is...
It's quite a roller coaster, I must say.
This is God, bro. This is God. This is, the thing only, you only have it in you to choose to stand back up. But the rest of it is already planned by the Almighty.
Absolutely. And also, I guess your manifestation works. Let's come with the grand ladies. Your first grand entry, we see you right opposite Farida ji, playing the grandson. And you've also got Manisha Koirala. You had like a very intense moment where she's, expecting you to be in Heeramandi.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of pressure, acting with like yesteryear's actor. How did you manage being around? Were you very calm, composed, trying to be this little boy on the sets?
Nasiruddin Shah sir, when I worked with him in Taj, he told me something, and it was absolutely bang on. He said, an unprepared actor is a nervous actor. But when you do all your hard work prior, as an actor, and not when you got this show, I'm talking about all the years prior. I've done like 15 courses in acting all over the globe, all right? And I continuously do it, and I'll do it now as well, because learning should never stop. So all those things that I had done, I used all that expertise and education in this. So was I nervous when I faced such legendary actors? No, I was not nervous. I was finally pleased that I would be able to, kind of play with them with the amount of knowledge that all my gurus have given me, So I was very excited. I was very excited now I can actually feed off such great actors, right? People who have already worked so much on their craft that now I can, now I can enhance my craft by working with these amazing people, So it was truly joyful. Farida ma'am, Manisha ma'am, even Sonakshi, to be honest. Sonakshi is great. Aditi is amazing, Ujjwal Saab, who played my father, right? Really bang on, great actor, right? And the best thing I liked about, let's say, Ujjwal Saab or Farida ma'am, is that it wasn't my performance, your performance. It was our performance. It was how we were together in this performance. you know. And everybody can do an individual performance, yeah. But to do a performance which I feed off you, and then you feed off me, and then you throw the ball over here. फिर मैं dive करके पकड़ लेता हूँ, then I throw the ball there. It should be a game, and
True.
I believe that that is the most exciting when you have such well-rounded actors with you. So I think I've been with Farida ma'am. Besides our relationship outside has been almost like she's been my grandma, right? She treats me like that. She treats me like her grandson, right? Whether she gives me food to eat, she calls me to her vanity, she calls me home, you know. And she has this energy, that kind of magnetic energy that absorbs you in. And Manisha ma'am, I think that she is quite royal because she's also like a princess. You know, she's quite royal. She holds herself. That's why she played the Huzur, you know. And I believe with her, she's always given me words of encouragement. Her mother, they've always been so kind. You know, after that first scene that I shot, that first scene, the next day her mother came to set and Moin Bhai with them, and they personally came up to me and they said that, you know, we see something great in you. Good job. You're a very good actor. 14 years to hear something like that, you know, from such amazing people, right? It really means a lot. So yes, I've been blessed to work with such legendary actors. Hopefully this doesn't stop.
Well, it never stops after you work with Bhansali sir. What was one of the best moments that you will never forget while working with this entire cast?
The one moment with the entire cast, honest, I think the one moment, if I had to say, would have to be the moment when Mr. Bhansali was on set. I've never been with everybody at the same time, so there's individual moments. But every time I was on set with Mr. Bhansali, I believe that he's always made fun of me, all right? Because whenever I think something happened, लोग वहाँ पे जाके बोलते थे, अरविंदर भाई, जा, सर को, I said, मैंने क्या किया है, sir, I didn't mean to. He's like, नहीं, तू जाके सर को sorry बोल. So I'd go up to him and I would say, I'm really sorry, sir. And he's like, he'd turn to me, he's like, sorry. You're constantly just making fun of me, right? And I never felt bad because I loved it. You know, I really feel he's got a great sense of humor. And when he actually makes fun of you or pulls your leg, means that he thinks that you're one with him, like, you know, you're part of the same thing. Otherwise, he can completely ignore you as well, you know. But he never done that. He's always been so welcoming, and I believe that when जब आप अपना 1000% डालते हो आप as an actor, right? Because again, I'm one actor in this whole bunch of things, in the whole set, in this whole process. But for him to actually even take notice of you, first of all, give me the lead role, as you know, that's big. But besides that, on set every day, always noticing you, observing you. When you don't know he's observing you, he's observing you. You know, so I feel that's very important to cherish, and I'm just beholden by it.
Well, that's the surreal magic of Mr. Bhansali. I'm going to address a very controversial topic rather, but I know that you're the one who has been working very closely with Sharmin. She had to bear the brunt of a lot of criticism on the internet for her acting skills, but you're the one who's closest working as a co-actor. I want to know, how do you feel, A, with the criticism, not just for her, but also criticism that might have come on you, and also with the criticism that she had to go through. I want you to tell our audiences how it's very indifferent than what they think about her skills on this set.
Do you think that Mr. Bhansali would give somebody a chance if they're not a good actress? Mr. Bhansali has his trust in every actor. That's why we are on set. That's number one. Number two, the way people receive certain emotions might be different. Like, my father loved Sharmin, right? So he's part of the audience too. So there is a certain bunch of audiences who have liked it, who have liked her performance, you know. So I wouldn't generalize the audience. Yes, there's a certain group of people who might have not liked it, but a certain group of people might not even like me, right? Maybe that's not come out yet, or maybe that's, you know, I've been lucky for the, you know, for people who have put out the good stuff, you know. But I believe that her acting has been very subtle, and on set, like you said, I have been the closest to her. So all I can say is that she was there, present every day, right? She was there even on set whenever Sir wanted her, to be very honest. Even though her scene might not be there, she was present, right? She could have completely skipped it, but she didn't, I know the kind of respect, the kind of love that she has for Mr. Bhansali. And most of all, I believe that at least whenever I was on set with her, right, she's always been a good sport, right? She's always been somebody she's also very smart, I would have to say. She would always read the script and she would find out something, then she would discuss it with the other writers. And many a time they would also find, ye jo bol rahi hai, ye sahi hai. So she's got a very smart mind, right? So she has a presence of mind. She was selected by the greatest director of our country, right? And the rest of the criticism that comes in is not called criticism. These are called, there might be certain things that I can learn from that criticism, that she might learn from that criticism. It's very important to look at it like that, and that's how I feel that she looks at it. Because the time I met her at the success party, she was elated, right? Because the show has done so well, right? She's not all about herself. She's about the show. In the end of the day, the whole show needs to do well for anybody else to do well, to be honest. You can be the greatest actor in the world, but if the show doesn't do well, then what happens if you're the greatest actor or not? So I believe that she's put her best foot forward. Now the rest of it is not in her hands to control.